All right, so I'm recording. If anybody comes in, just know that I'm recording. I'm going to type that into the chat box real quick. Well, no, it doesn't matter because you won't be able to see it, so I'm not going to do that. All right. I'll just keep repeating myself that we're recording for y'all. All right. So let's go to what we're, let me share my screen so y'all can see. All right, so here's my screen. What we're talking about is just the wrong one. Oh my God! Don't tell me I copied the wrong. No, I just did change the date. All right, so central tendency. I feel like everybody was okay with that. You did the Get More Math. You remember about how you do this. The first thing you do is put them in order. And I'm so sorry. Just give me a minute. Here, get your tablets and get on your tablets. Y'all brought your tablets for a reason. We'll play on your tablets. Come on. Stop touching my computer. All right, to do this central tendency, you want to put everything in order from least to greatest. So 1, 1, 3, 4, 6, and 7. All right. How can you use the numbers in order to how can you use one number to describe all the numbers? Well, that's when you want to give them the central tendency. You have the average, which is arithmetic mean. You have the mode, and you have the median. All right, so typically the mean is when you add everything together and divide by the total number of numbers. So we're going to add all those numbers together. That's 2, 5, 9, 15, and 7 is 22. Yes, ma'am. We'll open it. All right, so it's 22 divided by the total number of numbers, 2, 4, 6. 6 goes into 22 3 times. Remainder 4, 40, 3.6. Repeat. All right, the median is when you're looking for the middle number. All right, so you still have the numbers arranged in order, 1, 1, 3, 4, 6, and 7. So what I was taught was to cross off from each corner until you get to the middle. And that's what I still do to this day. But if it was odd, it'd be awesome because we would have one number. But because it's even, we have to add those two numbers and divide it by 2. So the median is 3.5. This is just about giving you an average of things. All right, if there's an odd number, then you got the odd number. So let's do this. It's already in order. Cross out, cross out, cross out, cross out. The answer is 50. That's the median for this data. The mode is the most seen or repeated number, if you want to say. So we put them in order again. 1, 1, 3, 4, 6, and 7. The mode for this one is 1 because that's the one that I see twice. Sometimes you don't have a mode. Sometimes you do have a mode. Okay, the median is good to give you kind of like an idea of the what the midpoint is of the data. And the mode is good to tell you how much something shows up. Frequency. Like how frequent does somebody choose something? And the most common one used is the mean, the average. And that was it for that. They did have some questions on your Get More Math about the range, but I think a lot of y'all remembered range. The range is just the largest number minus the smallest. So for the same number that we were using over and over again, the largest number was 7, and the smallest number is 1. So the range for this problem is 6. So that was Monday's work. Everybody seemed okay with Monday's work. So what I'm going to do is move on to Tuesday. So I'm just recording this so that whoever doesn't able to show up, I can send this out. So I already have like 2 questions about how do you do the stem and leaf plot. All right. So there's just a good visual of the distribution of the data. So like how many numbers, what you have, and things like that. All right. So we'll find that. So the first thing you got to do is you want to find the smallest and the largest. And so we have 20 is the smallest, and the largest is 82. So that means that we're going to do our stems. Our stem is going to be from 20 to 80. All right, that's what it is. The first thing you do is just figure out the smallest to the biggest. So our stem is going to be the first number, and the leaves are the second. How do you find the stems? You do the smallest and the largest. So it's 23 and 82. So here's my stem. I'm going to do, what was it, 20, right? So let me erase that. So this is exactly what you're going to be doing on the assignment that you have today. Right? You're going to look for the biggest and the smallest one, and then we're going to write the first number. Okay? So 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. And that's it. Okay. All right. We go back up there and we see the numbers that we have. So I like putting them in order just to be, and it's already in order. So 23, the ones is a 3. So we go back over here and we put a 3. I don't have any 40s, so I leave that blank. And I forgot 30. 30 should have gone in there. Apparently I can't count. We put 30 and 40, but I don't have any 30 or 40s, so you leave those blank. But you still have to show them the 30 and the 40 because you're showing them the spread that from 20 to 80. All right, we have 58, so we put an 8. We go back up and we have 62, 2 times, a 63, and 64, and a 67. Since our data is already given to us from least to greatest, we just need to go ahead and write these on the leaf. And we write it as many times as that 2 appears, we write it. So 2, 2, 3, and I think it was an 8. No, it was a 5 and 7. All right, now we look at 7. Okay, we have the 1, 1, and 2, 2. And then for the 80, we have 80 and then 82 3 times. So 0, 2, 2, 2. And that's it. I'm recording. All right. Why do we add a stem of 0 when we have an 80 in there? So you still got to put 0. All right. So, and the quizzes, what does the key tell us? The key tells you like the number that they're trying to tell you, because by looking at the stem, you don't know that we're going by 20s. You don't know if we're going by thousands. They have to have a key. So sometimes they can have, say, key 1, 10, and then 0.3, and they'll tell you, oh, that means 20. Oh, they don't have the point, but they can say it means 10.3. Okay? They have to tell you what together the stem and the leaf say together. And why is that important? Because that tells you what the numbers mean, like what the numbers mean. Like how are they written? Okay. The range was not discussed in Khan Academy. However, it's important, so it tells you the variety of the data you have. To find the range, you just find the difference between the maximum and the minimum data points. So like for this one, it was 23 was the smallest and 82 was the largest. So we do 82 minus 23, and the range is 59. Okay. You saw some double stem, and it shows you to be able to compare. So the stem would be here, and the leaf would be talking about one thing, and the leaf on this side would be talking about another. To me, it's a little confusing because you can have like 3, 4, 5, 6 here, and then have 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, and then 1, 3, 2, and then 8, 9, 1. All right, and you need to know that, hey, the key says this is, okay, they need to know that, hey, if I'm reading on the right side, I'm reading from right to left. So I'm reading that the right side has 31, 32, 48, and 49. So that's how a double stem. And the reason they use double stem is because they want to display the two datas at the same time. They can be comparing how well men's soccer team did versus the women's soccer team, like during the World Cup. They could do that. And so it's easier and it's better for you to have the two stem leaves next to each other so you can be able to evaluate and compare. Okay. But we're not using those. We're using just regular stem. So the problem you have today is that you're going to look at all the test scores that she gave you, and you're going to put them in order from least to greatest, and then look at the smallest and the largest and figure out, hey, what is my range going to be? Okay. What am I going to have to display as the stem? Okay. Remember, the stem is usually going to be like a whole digit, like whole number, like no decimals or anything, okay? The ones place is the one that's going to be on the leaf part. Wednesday, if y'all have any questions, please tell me. Y'all not have, this week is pretty simple. I don't think it's too, you don't have to do a lot of math for it. It's a lot about being able to get the data and put it into a graph, a certain kind of distribution. So I wanted to talk about frequency. So this is Wednesday. Okay, so frequency, this was a collection of numbers, and oh, this is so blurry. So I'm going to try to erase this and kind of see if I can zoom.
I can break it and make it fat.
Ahí está. A little bit better. Hopefully y'all can still see it. All right, so frequency distribution. This collection was collected out of 40 pennies. The dates actually stand for the date it was made. All right. So they decided to look for the number of classes. So what you do is you look at the range, you look at the amount of data that you have, and how big you want the classes to be. And this is the way that the video was talking. So that's why I was like, how are my students going to be able to understand what they mean by classes? Basically, what they meant by that was like a set. Like how many sets do you want in your frequency? Okay, how many columns do you want? That's what he's talking about. Right. So go from, you look at the numbers and figure out what you have. So I have 70, 70, 78, 70.
You know that song?
70, 70. Yeah. And I have 160. So my smallest one is 60, so I have to have something from 60. Then I look and see I have 80s and I have 90s. My highest one is 99, so it doesn't go anywhere that. So I can say 70, wait, it was 60 to 100. And then how many blocks do I have? How many sections do I have? They said in the video that it's best to either have like 5 to 15, and that's like an unspoken rule. So all you do is you figure out what the range is and divide it. Hold on, guys. Hey. Estoy grabando, niña. Estás hablando bien alto. I know that you're excited that you're playing right now. Come on. Sorry, guys, I brought him to work. But again, I'm recording the video just in case for whoever wants to watch it, but I'm going through the whole week because the videos weren't that long for you guys. So I'm just going to do that. All right, so you do the range, okay, and you decide how many classes. Remember, I meant classes are like how many sets you want, how many sets you want on your distribution. So you can divide it by any number you want. She said between 5 and 15 is the unspoken rule because you don't want to have too many. I think on the actual problem they did 7. Okay, so the range was from 60 to 40 to 100 is 40. And then the class width was when you divide it, and you always want to round to the nearest whole number. So she divided it by 7, which gives you like 5 point something. So then that means that there's 6 sets. And she said an odd number was really cool. So this is how you do your distribution, your frequency distribution, just like she said it.
Okay. You gotta work here.
You go here and you do, we'll do 60.
Yes.
Sorry, 65 to 69. We'll do 70. We're going by fives. To 74. 75 to 80. Oh, 79, my bad. 80 to 84. 85 to 89. 90 to 94. 95 to 100. Okay, so this is it. So now what you do is you don't even write your numbers down. You're just going to write tally marks for how many times you see it. So 66, there's only one time, so I put one tally mark. That means there's only one number. Okay. Then you go down. Okay, now 70 to 74. So I'm looking for all the numbers that are between those two. So there's no 75. There's a 73. So we just keep searching to see where we have another. There's another 73 and another 73. So that's three numbers that fall between 70 and 73. So I put 3 over here, and all I do is write 1, 2, 3 tally marks there. Okay, this is frequency distribution. This is what you're going to be doing tomorrow. Okay, today all you were doing was the stem and leaf. So right now, after I finish the whole week, that means all the way to Thursday, I'll go back and share my screen with Schoology as and we'll try to see if you guys can do the stem. All right. So 75 to 79. So I already did those. Let me change color to use a different one. So we'll use green. All right. So from 75 to 79. So there's 78, 79, 79, 78. Throw. None. So all those circles I have, those are the ones I'm going to put in here as, hey, I have 4. And I put 4 as the frequency. Okay, all I'm doing on that part is just counting. All right, let's change a different color. And like I said, this is what you're doing tomorrow. Okay? You do from 80 to 84. So let's look through numbers from 80 to 84. They have 83, 82, and that's it, just 2. Right. Then I look for 85 through 89. Oh wait, I had one more. I had one more 83. And I was using purple, my bad. All right, so there's one more. So change this number to 3. All right. Okay, 88, 85. 88, 87. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4. All right. Now I do the 90 to 94. All right. 19 to 94. A 93 right there. A 90. A 90, 91, 91. 94. 90 and 91. All right, so how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 tally marks. Okay, and then I do the last one, which is color. I don't even know what color to use. We use so many. All right, from 95 to 100. So I'm counting all the ones that are rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15, 16, 17. 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, that's 5. And I think I said 17, so then I put 17. So the frequency table, like it's just like what the word says. You're showing them how many times these numbers show up. So this is telling me that, hey, there was a lot of pennies that they have that were made between 95 and 100, which sounds a little bit good because when you go into economics, you'll learn how they distribute the pennies and how sometimes they stop recirculating the pennies that are older. Okay, they recirculate the ones that are easier, that are newer. All right, so what are boundaries? That's what was on your quizzes. The boundary is like the class size, so you always have a higher and a low. So what's the highest of on the limits, the class size, and what's the lowest, like the actual number. To find the cumulative frequency of a class, you add the sum of the frequencies before it. Okay.
Let's make better.
The midpoint of the class is just the median, so you figure out which one is the middle. The boundary of the class is the decimal size, like, okay. Now, you always go like half a decimal, okay? So like 0.5, and you subtract it. Okay. So like we said right here, it was 65 and 69. So we would say 64.5 to 69.5. That would be the boundary. So anything close to that, you're close to those numbers. All right, Thursday. Oy, niñas. Okay. All right. Sorry, I just keep getting text messages from other students. All right. A histogram is like a visual way of the frequency distribution. Make a frequency distribution of the data below. All right. So we're gonna make the same. We're gonna do exactly what we did above, but we're gonna use these numbers. So we figure out what's the smallest, which is 1, and then the largest number, which is 63. So I do 63 minus 1 is 62, and I figure out how big I want this thing to be. How many sets do I want? Remember they said it's a good thing to have between 5 and 7. You divide by.
I heard you said brown. I heard you said cheese. I heard you said cheese. It's a crown.
All right. What is it? I'm trying to think of a good number. I don't know if you guys are on here. If y'all can think of a good number size to divide this by, that'd be awesome. How many sides? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7 lines. So let's just divide it by 7. That would give me, what about 9? So that means that's what I'm going to be adding between each interval. So 1, 2, I want to add 9. So 9. So 1 to 10. Okay. And then 11 to 20. 21 to 30. 31 to 40. 41 to 50. 51 to 60. And 61 to 70. And we're just going to say how many times we see these numbers. Okay, so I see 1 through 10. I have a 1, a 3, a 5, a 9, a 6, and a 4. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, what about for 11 through 21 through 20? Let's see. I have 19, 18, and 16. So I got 3.
I heard you said it's a boy.
20 to 30, 27, 29, 22, 26, 25. So that's 5. 31 to 40. 31 to 40, I only got 32. So that's 1. 41 to 50.
Are you done with your school? I don't even have one.
42 and 45. That's 2. 51. Wait a minute, why did I? Oh, that's 63. Okay. My bad, I'm over here confusing myself. All right. Let's do round. So we have 51 and 58, so that's 2. And then for 61 through 70, we only had that 70, that's 63. So that's it. That's our frequency table. Now, how do we draw that? And I'm zooming out so we can have our frequency table. How do I draw that with the classroom? So I look at the biggest number. The biggest number is 6. So that means I'm just going to go and draw every line dash mark. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm just going to put 7 because I have an extra line. All right. I don't do like a regular graph and have every tick mark. I'm going to make bars. So I'm going to use orange because I already did that one. And I'm going to go to 6, go down, and shade it in. And this is probably going to be easier if you do it on Excel or Google. Okay, so this will be to 1 through 10. That's how you label the bottom. The next one was this color, and it was 3. Bájale. Bájale. Sorry, guys. 11. Excuse you? What did you just say to me? I thought so. Alright, we'll do this one. Is somebody at the door? Hold on, I'm sorry guys, I'm just trying to get the girls. So here's your internet.
If you watch, they can go to my mom's.
It's up to them. Y'all want to stay here or go over there? Just okay. Alright, so 5. So we color that in. And it's from 21 to 30. And you see how I'm having to write it really close? We want to be able to have enough room to write what the block represents. So let me go into the next ones. 31 and 40 to have some room. 41 to 50. 51 to 60. And then I'm going to have to be over here at the end. 61 to 70. Right. So it's green. It was just 1 for that one. And then 2 for the yellow. Then brown. Brown is 2 as well. And then the last one. And the last one was 1. So we just go right there. And that's it. That's how you do your histogram on Thursday. So you're taking the data that you made from the frequency table on Wednesday and then just making the table on that day. And then Friday, that's it. So right now I'm going to close this out. I'm going to save it so I can send it to you guys. And then right now I'm going to go back over here. And I had people come in and out, but okay. All right.
I have a charger. Which test do you like? Okay, so what do you have to do?
Okay, so you go to Schoology. You go to Tuesday.
No, do this. Okay. Now I know this. Just go higher. Just like, let me show you. Oh, like that. How to do it. Okay. Can I make them? Okay, you just talk next.
Alright, so here's this, and I can actually write on there. But okay, we'll always do the template. That's not what I want to use, sorry. That's not what I want to use. Okay, so on this one we would do the smallest to the largest. So the smallest is 40. The largest is, I think, 90. Okay, so when we draw the stem and the leaf, remember this is the stem, we're going from 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Okay, and we can say key 9, 1 equals like 91. So, what happened? Yeah, it's done. You can use the Wi-Fi now. Change color. Oh. Why is this giving me such a hard time? Mommy, I can't do anything right now. All right, so you would say 40, I got 40, I got 45, and that's it. And you always go from the 0 to the smallest to that. The next one is 50, 55, 58, and that's it. So we go from 0, 5, and 8. So that's how you continue the rest of it, okay? All right. So I'm going to stop the video, and then I'm going to upload it to YouTube when I get it back. All right. You guys have a good day.